In the heart of the bustling city, amidst the shimmering neon lights and the endless hum of traffic, lived a legend whispered only after midnight. It wasn't a tale of horror, but one of peculiar protection. They called him the Night Guardian, an enigmatic figure who watched over women walking home alone in the dark. No one knew who he was or where he came from. Some said he was the lingering spirit of a fallen detective, forever bound to his last case. Others believed he was a modern-day hero, using the shadows as his cloak. But for women like Clara, he was a silent, unseen friend. Clara was a young graphic designer who often worked late. Her studio was in a vibrant but slightly sketchy part of town. One night, as she left the office well past midnight, a chill ran down her spine. The usual street symphony was replaced by an eerie silence. The lone sound was the echo of her footsteps on the pavement. She clutched her bag tighter, her heart pounding a frantic rhythm against her ribs. Up ahead, a group of men loitered under a flickering streetlight, their laughter echoing unnervingly in the quiet street. Clara's breath hitched. She considered turning back, but her apartment was just a few blocks away. Taking a deep breath, she forged ahead, her eyes fixed on the ground. As she neared the group, one of them stepped forward, blocking her path. Well, what do we have here? Working late, sweetheart, he sneered, his friends snickering behind him. Clara's mind raced. She tried to sidestep him, but he mirrored her movement. Panic began to set in. "Please, I just want to go home," she said, her voice barely a whisper. Just then, a street lamp behind the men flickered violently before going out completely, plunging their corner into darkness. A sudden, cold gust of wind swirled around them, carrying the scent of rain and old books. The men shivered, looking around nervously. "What was that?" one of them stammered. From the shadows, a low, resonant voice spoke, seeming to come from everywhere at once. She said she wants to go home. The men froze. The voice was calm, yet it held an undeniable authority that sent shivers down their spines. The leader, trying to regain his bravado, shouted into the darkness, "Who's there? Show yourself." A trash can lid from a nearby alleyway suddenly flew through the air, clattering loudly against a brick wall just inches from his head. They yelped in shock. Car alarms in the distance began to blare, one after another, creating a chaotic symphony. The remaining streetlights on the block began to flicker in a hypnotic, unsettling rhythm. It felt as though the very street had come alive to defend her. The men, now genuinely terrified, exchanged panicked glances. They weren't dealing with a person. This was something else entirely. Without another word, they scrambled away, disappearing into the night as quickly as they had appeared. As their footsteps faded, the street returned to normal. The car alarms silenced, the lights steadied, and the oppressive atmosphere lifted. Clara stood there, trembling but unharmed. She scanned the empty street, the rooftops, the dark alleys. "Hello?" she called out softly. "Thank you." Only the gentle hum of the city answered. She knew then that the whispers were true. The Night Guardian was real. She wasn't alone. With a newfound sense of security, she continued her walk home, feeling a pair of unseen, protective eyes, watching over her until she was safely at her door. The story of Clara's encounter spread, adding another layer to the legend. Soon, other women shared similar experiences. A nurse leaving her late shift, a student heading home from the library, a bartender closing up for the night all had tales of strange occurrences that seemed to ward off potential danger. A mysteriously locked alley gate, a sudden downpour that sent would-be harassers running for cover, a flock of pigeons that suddenly swarmed and disoriented a threatening figure. The guardian never showed his face. His methods were always subtle, always environmental. He was a force of nature, a glitch in the urban matrix, a protector woven into the fabric of the city itself. He became a symbol of hope, a reminder that even in the darkest of nights, a light of kindness and protection could shine. The police were baffled. They had reports of these incidents, but with no suspect and no actual crimes committed, only prevented ones their hands were tied. Some officers secretly appreciated the invisible assistance. Crime rates in certain areas during late-night hours saw a noticeable, if unexplainable, dip. One detective, a seasoned veteran named Miller, became obsessed with the case. He didn't believe in ghosts, but he couldn't deny the pattern. He spent his nights staking out the areas where the Guardian was most active, hoping to catch a glimpse of this phantom protector. One evening, Miller was watching over a quiet park known to be a shortcut for many late-night commuters. He saw a young woman walking through, her phone to her ear. From the bushes, a figure emerged, moving silently to intercept her. Miller's hand went to his service weapon, ready to intervene. But before he could move, the park's sprinkler system roared to life, drenching the would-be assailant and causing him to slip on the wet grass. Simultaneously, a series of timed garden lights flashed on and off in a disorienting strobe effect. The man, soaked and confused, stumbled away, cursing into the night. The young woman, startled but safe, hurried on her way. Miller stood there, stunned. The sprinklers were on a timer for 5 a.m., not midnight. He checked the control box. It hadn't been tampered with. It was impossible. He looked up at the moonlit sky and sighed, a slow smile spreading across his face. "All right," he murmured to the empty park. "I don't know who you are or what you are, but keep up the good work." The Night Guardian's identity remained a mystery. Was he a man with incredible tech skills, a ghost with unfinished business, or something else entirely? Perhaps it didn't matter. What mattered were the women who could walk home with a little less fear, feeling a bit safer in the embrace of the city's shadows. He was the quiet hero the night had created, a silent promise that someone was always watching out. His legend became a comforting bedtime story for the city, a modern folk tale passed from one person to another. And every night, as the city lights painted the sky, the Guardian continued his silent, solitary watch, a true protector of the innocent, his enigma as deep and as vast as the night itself. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tales from the shadows. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you in the next video.